Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AOR. It's been a while, and that lap was not great. It's a bit held by some dirty air from the car in front. But, of course, the big news is that I am back in AOR for the first time since F1 2014. You'll notice that VTI is in the race here. Season 10, of course, where we were in the top category of the World Championship before it became ping restricted. Now we're in the Oceania division, and in qualifying our last lap was fairly badly affected by the setup glitch, which needed to be reloaded. So unfortunately I couldn't get a great lap in qualifying. I should have been in the region of 2nd to 5th rather than 8th where I am now, and well, that set up a race where I basically got caught in the midfield. We've got rivals that we know we can beat throughout the field. We've got Wimp, who we had a massive tussle with in TNR. He's the other Renault there. You've got Maznat towards the front. Dubsy in the lead actually became the winner of this mini-series. It's not a full championship, but he did claim that title at least. We've also got guys like VTI, who of course we raced before, Sir LJB, who was an HRL as well. Quite a few familiar faces, but there are some I have not raced before. For example, this Mercedes in front of me. I tried this last sector move that I've been trying pretty much at all the Abu Dhabi League races recently. Didn't work on this occasion. And now the aforementioned Sir LJB in on the action. Both the Mercedes and I get around him. I go for a move on, I think it's MLJ, is it? Can't quite see my own screen. And he's a very aggressive defensive driver. A bit laggy too, which is kind of unfortunate. Would have rathered to have a cleaner fight, but he does force us onto the curb there with a bit of contact and a bit of lag as well, so I'm really unsure as to whether this is him being really aggressive or the lag is forcing us to have more aggressive tussle than we'd like to have been having. We stay behind him for another lap. We're up to P6 at this point, so trying to recover to the podium, which is probably where we should be. And with some DRS, we try to go around the outside. Again, you can see the lag, very jittery, and I'm just trying to avoid people, and I have to cut the corner.
Happy with your creative interpretation of track limits. They've given you a 3-second time penalty.
That's my first corner cut of the race. Of course, it's a penalty, even though I get the position back. So, Codemasters once again being a bit stupid. Anyway, still can't get past this guy who's not only defending hard from me, but attacking the Force India. That's actually Dynamite, who of course we know from several leagues, including quite an epic rivalry in the Gran Turismo League at the moment. And he actually had wing damage, which would explain why he was holding up the pack as the top 3 escaped. That would have been Dubsy, VCI and Maznat at the time, I believe. Dynamite, to his credit there, holding to the inside, still side by side with MLJ, despite that damage. But now we have the DRS, and oh my goodness, that could have been a big crash. Very, very aggressive manoeuvre there in defence. And there's another aggressive manoeuvre. I'm not sure if Dynamite realised I was there, but I was, and I'm through, up into P5 now. This is a bit better. We're going to try and get to the head of this queue though, and especially if those guys are too far ahead, this is probably where we should be in this race, given the light grid position we had. Bit of a block there, and Dynamite went for it. Thankfully we've escaped his wrath, although at the next corner he sends it in, pushes us off track, and well, that was almost unfair. If he'd have got through there, I'd have been quite annoyed, but he didn't manage to slip his Force India in front.
Go, go, go.
I tried to outsmart the field with an undercut onto the softs. Unfortunately I got held a bit behind some very laggy cars, including this Williams, who eventually succumbed to the pressure. However, the undercut did work, and I was able to profit from the undercut, go in front of MLJ. However, the aggressive nature that he defended actually also translated into aggressive attacking manoeuvres, including this push, putting me off the track onto the curb, loss of traction, and that's how he gets past. Kind of annoying to not be able to have a clean battle with this guy. Again, still not sure whether the lag is perhaps showing on his screen no contact, but he certainly forced us onto the curb on my screen, and that's the only reason he got by. Now we caught up to a big battle pack, some two-stoppers in this as well, including VTI. He's trying to get his McLaren back past several of these cars, and Tay's yet to pit, I believe. So we're all trying to get past him. That whole group has managed to do so, and I've got the DRS open right now, and Tay very slow in a straight line and go to the outside. Fairly simple outbraking manoeuvre. However, Maznat's car was in the way, for lack of a better description, and we got some wing damage. Couldn't pit the next lap either because Wimp made his one stop, and we lost further time going around for one more tour before we could put this new wing on.
Complete, go now.
We do get the fastest lap until Wimp beats it with an impossible lap time, especially given that his car is there, off to the left, and if we continue to watch this,
The gap to the car ahead is 3.4 seconds.
in even more unrealistic terms, there, another fastest lap from Wimp, only about 12 seconds after his previous one, and that's a completely impossible lap time. Now further damage occurred here as Tay was going very much slower than I expected through that chicane.
Knock the front wing. The damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making the problem worse.
However, we are through. We have the DRS to defend. He has his nose there, but actually pulls out of it. I was shocked to find out though that he intended to go down the inside, push me into a half spin, and that would be how he regained the position. So I'm not having much luck into that corner this race. I decided to go for an aggressive move myself and was unable to make anything work. The final few corners, and MLJ was suffering from worn tyres. He was going too fast for it to be a puncture, but there was no way through for either Tay or I, and a bit of contact there. We actually passed both of these guys due to penalties. However, not what we wanted. Obviously, so LJB there in third would have been where we were probably aiming for. Anyway, I've been Jacko. See you next time.